Over the past few months, we've gotten to know the great work being done at a local detox facility. Detox is often the necessary first step for someone's journey to recovery. To talk about that important step, we welcome Zach Snitzer to Good Day, PA. Innovo Detox is sponsoring this segment. Zach, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having us on again.
Absolutely. Can you start by explaining why detox is such an important first step in the process of treatment and recovery?
Sure. So detox and medical stabilization really is an important first step because it is the first step. Mm-hmm. So anytime that someone has problems with drugs or alcohol, a recent SAMHSA report that came out earlier this week said that 40 million Americans meet criteria for substance use disorder, which means that 40 million Americans also meet criteria for addiction treatment. So anytime someone needs any level of care, right, to start a process of treatment or start to get into recovery, and that could be, you know, residential treatment, it could be an outpatient level, it could just be seeing a therapist or a psychiatrist or a counselor, that professional or that organization or facility is always going to want that person with the addiction to get stabilized, right? So they're going to need to go through that process of being detoxed, kind of getting off the drugs and alcohol, and then getting stabilized both physically from a safety perspective, and then emotionally, so they'll be able to engage in therapy or treatment and kind of start that process.
It's a wonderful journey when you have someone to partner with and they understand what you're going through, and this is a very first step, you said, because it's important, it's essential.
Correct. I mean, the phone calls that we're getting are from individuals or concerned family members or employers of, you know, this person really is in the midst of it. They can't stop drinking, they can't stop using drugs.
Absolutely, so. And we've covered the second question because it's what happens at Innovo Detox. What is the experience like for the patient beyond what we just discussed? I mean,
that's a really good question. So again, usually it's an initial phone call. They speak to our staff. That person at Innovo kind of gets all the information, right? It's not just what drugs and alcohol are you using, but like what's going on in your life, right? Are there other mental health concerns or conditions? Are you, employed? Are you, are you married? Are you taking care of kids or an elderly? Like what is going on in your life that's gotten you to this point? And then they come in, they do an intake, and they immediately see our medical staff. They get medicated for whatever withdrawal symptoms they might have, because we want them to be comfortable through that 7 to 10 day period that they're with us.
To be clear, that is, excuse me, but that is inpatient.
Correct, yeah, so they come to us for about 7 to 10 days.
And we're just going to wrap up by how you briefly break some of the barriers for people suffering from addiction to find recovery. I mean, you said it's a hard year for people with addiction. It is,
I mean, especially now, right? So the holidays, it's stressors, it's family, people are obviously having issues with drugs and alcohol. So the barriers is we're a short-term detox. They can come in, we can get them stabilized in that 7 to 10 day period and then get them to where they need to be.
So how can viewers get more information?
They can go to our website, which is www.innovodetox.com, and they can call us at 717-619-3260.
Very nice. I love that the information is right on the screen for anybody who is interested. We really want to make sure we welcome you back to talk about this. I think people are just beginning to find out what kind of addictions they may have just fed over this long period.
It's obviously been worse with COVID.
Worse with isolation, indeed.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much,
Thank you for having us.
Snitzer. I know you. Take care.
You too. Thanks.
You bet.